Also, the terminal value of the firm follows a log normal distribution. Note that the cost of issuing is given by the Black-Scholes value of the option. Table 3 shows the results from the calibration exercise. Rho represents the relative risk aversion and CE is the cost function. First, note that the typical firm grants options equal to approximately 1 year of salary, though large firms in column 4 grants 3 years of salary to new middle managers. Note, however, that middle managers typically own a very small fraction of the firm. On the other hand, a small firm makes modest option grants to middle-level managers. Since the higher the risk aversion of the employee, the higher the marginal cost to the firm of using option-based pay, then the higher the additional productivity should be to justify the issue of stock options to middle managers. The first calibration: for large firms, the employee creates an additional $63,500 annually at a risk and effort cost of $22,000 and 2.3 cents respectively. In other words, the model infers that weak incentives must motivate employees to create a large amount of value, which doesn't make much sense. If additional effort would bring some amount of the order of $63,000 into the firm at a cost of few cents, there must be a better way to reach an agreement employer-employee without the employee having to bear so much risk. So now let's analyze hypothesis number 2, inducing employees to sort. This is based on the idea that the employees have different beliefs regarding the firm's future performance. As we said before, the firm can benefit by using stock options to attract the optimistic employees. With regards to the methodology used, the authors retain the basic assumptions from the previous section and make new assumptions regarding tax rates applied to 3 types of income. Using the mean and the standard deviation of the terminal value of the firm, they produce combination of levels of employee risk aversion and the employee expectation about the firm's stock returns. Consider the case where an employee has a coefficient of relative risk aversion of 2.5 and expects the firm's share price to increase by 10% per year. In small, medium, small, and large firms, such an employee prefers an all-cash package. However, in a medium-large firm, such an employee prefers salary plus option package because of the tax advantage. Now let's assume that the employee is more risk-tolerant and he or she expects a 25% increase in the stock price. In this situation, the employee will prefer the option package independently of the size of the firm. Then, if optimistic employees are more productive, the firm will strictly prefer the option package if granting it also attracts more productive employees. So based on the results on table 3 that we shared in previous slides, the authors find that the sorting model could be a contributing factor in explaining why some firms offer stock options to lower level employees. Now let's analyze the third hypothesis that says that firms issue stock options to retain employees. The intuition is the following: if options are intended to help firms index wages to market conditions, then short-run variation in the value of the option packages must be the same magnitude as short-run variation in spot wages. Now, with regards to the methodology to test this hypothesis, let's assume the following. One period is represented by 1 calendar year rather than 4 years as in the previous cases. The firm operates till year 4 and then the model ends. There are 3 states of the world and the future value of the firm depends on them. If industry conditions are good, the employee could obtain a job offer in the next period from another employer that pays a wage of SG. If conditions are bad, the best the employee can get is SU or SB. Now, if the firm chooses spot wages as a form of compensation, it pays the employee SU in the initial period. If conditions then turn good and the employee seeks outside opportunities, the firm will have to match the offer and incur in transaction or renegotiation costs to retain the employee. If, on the other hand, conditions turn bad, then the firm cannot adjust wages downward and the employee stays at the firm for 3 additional years at the set wage. Then, the expected cost to the firm of offering the spot wage job is, where K represents the transaction cost and Q is the probability of each state of the war. Now let's compare this to an option-based compensation package consisting of a salary plus N options
created using Powtoon.